Welcome to the Little Signal Company installation video for the double signal and building kit. Before we begin, be sure to check all components are in the kit. The kit contains a double signal mast with lights and ladder attached to a base, a bungalow which houses all the wire connections for the system, which is also attached to a base, and two sensors. The kit also comes with pigtail extension wires. You will need these depending upon the length of the turnout that you are installing this adjacent to. Now let's get started with the install. You will need the following tools: a small Phillips screwdriver, a Torx 8 screwdriver, and a small drill bit for drilling pilot holes roughly 1.5 millimeters in size. The first thing we are going to do is install the signal base to the track using two small torque head screws from the kit and a torque wrench. You will need to determine where you would like to install the signal. The location should be somewhere that makes sense. For this video, we are choosing a location that is ahead of the track turnout. Once you have decided on your location, you will use a drill with a very small bit to drill two starter holes through the base and into your track for your screws to go into. Place each of the screws into the starter holes one at a time and use the torque wrench to affix the signal to the track. Moving further down the track, we will next install our building. For this part, we will need the building, the sensors, our drill with the small drill bit, two torque head screws, 8 Phillips head screws, and our small torque and Phillips head screwdrivers. Take the sensors and position them within the track in a way that will make sense for your signal setup. In our example, we are choosing a location after the track turnout. Now, before you attach the sensors to the track, make sure the wires attached to the sensors can reach the wires they plug into on the building. We can see that our chosen location works. We will now plug the wires into each other prior to attaching the sensors or the building to the tracks. Once the wires to the sensors are connected to the building, choose a location to attach the building to the tracks. You want the building to be far enough away such that the wires aren't pinched or bunched together. You can then take your drill with the small drill bit attached and drill two starter holes through the building base attachment and into your track. Take the two remaining torque head screws and use them to attach the building base to your track. Use the torque wrench to screw them securely into place. Next, use the drill with the small drill bit attached to drill the 4 starter holes in each of your sensor bases and into the track. Take a small Phillips head screwdriver and use it to screw in 4 Phillips head screws from the kit into each of the sensor bases, affixing them to the track securely. Now that your signal and building are attached and in place, you will need to connect the electrical between the building and the signal. You may need the extension wires depending upon the size of the turnout and the distance between the building and the signal. Start by plugging the extension pigtails into the connections on both the signal side and the building side. If you cannot solder the connections together, you will need to extend the wires. Use 30 to 36 AWG wire sizes and match color to color, black to black, red to red, etc. for each of the 3 wire sets. There are 2. You may then choose to use shrink wrap to enclose your wires, protecting them from the elements or for a more aesthetic look. We recommend 1/2 inch shrink. Once the building and the signal are attached, test that your signal is working as expected. Power and test to make sure that everything is functioning. The main signal is on top and the sighting signal is on the bottom. Double check that everything is functioning properly. If everything is working, you are now all set and ready to enjoy your signals.